pushing 50 frame. Faster than a kid released for recess, Mitch grabbed his paperwork and fled the room. Evidently he wanted no part in Josh's chewing out, or whatever the hell this turned out to be. Josh couldn't say he blamed him. "Good to have you back, Josh. I missed your in-my-face attitude gracing the hallways." Drake reached out for a brothers-in-arms forearm grasp. "By the way, the hostage's family sent word to thank you for bringing their father home alive." Josh clasped the offered arm. "Just doing my job." A scowl grabbed Drake's expression. "I meant to be down sooner. Got tied up with our decoders. They intercepted a message from Coercion 10 last night." "Good intel?" "Yeah, I got the message." Josh zeroed in on his boss's use of the word "I" instead of opaque. But the most telling sign that something was off was the harsh snarl. Angry, personal, and real. What the hell had Josh walked back into? Drake pushed a button on his phone and listened, then shook his head. "Something wrong, sir?" Josh asked. Ignoring the question, Drake pushed speed dial again. "Looks like you're kind of busy. Think I'll head on home," Josh said, righting the chair he'd toppled earlier. All he'd wanted when he stepped off the plane this morning was to check into some fancy St. Louis hotel and sleep 24 hours straight, then head down to Captiva, Florida, where OPAQUE had a luxurious safe house fronting the Gulf, and spend a few days unwinding. Instead, Mitch had picked him up at Lambert International Airport and brought him straight to OPAQUE headquarters, about an hour southwest of St. Louis. There'd barely been time for a quick shower and change of clothes before the question-answer routine began. Sleep still sounded good. "Wait." Drake ended the call and took a seat, motioning Josh to the adjacent chair. Sitting was not top priority on his agenda. Standing and moving and getting some answers were. Brain-tired and body-tired, he figured the faster his boss made his point, the faster he could get some rest. He leaned against the windowsill. "What's going on?" Josh asked. "OPAQUE intercepted Coercion Ten's target list again last night. My name's still there, so's yours." "Sounds about right. Almost every OPAQUE agent had their name on the enemy's list. If not, you needed to work a little harder at pissing them off. They've added a new column, titled it Leverage. I guess intimidating a target by threatening to harm someone near to them could be called leverage." Josh shrugged. "They can call it whatever they want. Won't stop me from knocking them down every chance I get." Drake shook his head. "CT's come a long way in a little over 12 years. Hell, the original group of thugs and bad apples in law enforcement look like small potatoes now. We should have known once they started to branch out into surrounding states, they'd morph into something bigger than money, drugs, and prostitution. They sure seem to be one of the world's leaders of blackmail and control. The current CT organization had also conquered some aspects of social media and hacking. With that had come high-powered hacking and bribery, and anything else that gave them power." Sighing, he rubbed the heels of his palms against his eyes. The little sleep he'd gotten on the plane hadn't helped much, but he needed to focus on the implications of the revised CT form. "How did OPAQUE come across the new list?" "You might say CT handed it to us." Drake stared into the corner, stared, and stared, and stared. Suddenly he slammed his fist on the table. "They're gonna wish they hadn't." Josh felt the vein in his neck jump with the deafening sound. All thoughts of being tired catapulted out of his mind. He rolled into a full-back lean against the wall, crossed one leg over the other, and crossed his arms over his chest. One of the people in the room needed to stay calm, and from the looks of it, he'd been designated. "Cut the bull, Drake. What's going on?" "There's nothing next